or life turned back to the sweet habits of childhood. These new manners of our days produce so much misery. These words by poet Rainer Maria Rilke ring out like a distant whisper, a gentle reminder of lost happiness in the fog of modern times. Childhood, those innocent days of wonder or an uncontrolled joy. There have been days when the world had been a playground and every day an adventure. Years have the habit, however, of accumulating behind one. Responsibilities mount up, tensions are accumulated, and the brusqueness of the world erodes the bubbly happiness that had burst out. The roads of adulthood, so worthy of vocation, are brutal and unkind. They require so much of us, our time, our energy, our peace. And we lose along the way the enchantment of wonder, the innocence of enchantment, and the playfulness of joy. What if I were to tell you, however, that the highways of childhood are not as distant as they seem? What if we return to them not by forsaking our adulthood, but by clinging to the spark of childhood and braiding it into the tapestry of our life today? Not an escape from the world, but a plunge. Not a matter of abandonment, but balance. Balance between seriousness and playfulness, gravity of responsibility and lightness of joy. That's the Stoic kitten way of thinking. Be here and play freely as well. Sit with me for a moment and consider this. What made childhood so enchanting? Wasn't it because we could be so absorbed in a game for hours, fully present? Was it gaping there wide-eyed in wonder at the world and observing all of it as a child, discovering it for the first time, how the sun brightened on water, how clouds curved around into dragons and battlements? Or was the fact that we were going to imagine with no constraints in our heads that anything we imagined could be built? We were to be Stoics, if you can grasp it, children. We were in the now. We didn't mind then or mind what came next. We just were, and being we were happy. And then we grow up and learn how to lose everything in that way. Learn to be serious, learn to be practical, learn to mind the means and ends. And they're all great things, but they are all prisons. We unlearn to play anymore. We unlearn to be amazed. We unlearn to dream. And in unlearning, we unlearn who we are. But the thing is, they are not lost. They are hiding within us, and they are waiting for us to return to them. The child ways remain within us, just waiting for us to return to them. How do we return then? How do we reconcile the gravity of being an adult with the wonder of being a child? Let's do it together. Let's start by reflecting on what we lost. Sit still for a minute and reflect on your childhood. What was fun? Was it climbing trees, making forts, or painting? Was it playing in the rain, laughing hysterically? Set it aside. Place it in a journal. Let yourself remember. And then think of how you could possibly place that in your world. Maybe it's sitting down to draw even though you are awful at it. Maybe it's simply stepping out in the world and just being here where you are in this place. Or maybe it's just allowing yourself once more to daydream for a couple of minutes each day. Such small things like these can reconnect us to that well-being that we once remember. Second, appreciate practice for what it is. Stoicism also educated us to appreciate being contented and not reaching for the next thing, but taking pleasure in what we already have. Take a minute and notice the little things in your life: sun, flashes of lightning through leaves, birds singing in the morning, heat of hot tea in your hands. They are grace. They remind you that beauty is in chaos. Once you can notice them, you can notice the world again, naive eyes. And most importantly, be curious. Children are curious. They ask, they dig, they test because they are afraid of failing. Adults lose interest. We hold on to what we have and do not step out of our comfort zones because we are afraid of the unknown. What if we were curious again? What if we tried to learn it or did something we always wanted to do? Curiosity sparks the fire in us. Curiosity makes us grow. Curiosity also reminds us that magic is near, just waiting for us to be giving attention enough to notice it. It doesn't need to be a brutal fight for new territory. We can walk the sweet boulevards of childhood again, not by turning the clock around, but by taking into adult life that wonder of childhood. It is a matter of balance. It is a question of being richly human but boisterously playing. It is a question of possessing the adult mind but the curiosity of a child. So what do you think? How do you get that magic and awe of a child back? Is it something easy like having somewhere to sit and watch the sun go down? Is it huge like learning something new or remembering something you used to know? Anything. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave below your stories, your thoughts, or your questions. Let us motivate each other to be on beat, to live, and to play freely. And in case you enjoyed this video, do not forget to subscribe. Let us advance hand in hand down the marvelous, crazy, lovely journey of life. Kidways are yours too. You simply have to make that initial step.